Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you're here from before, really quick, thank you so much for sticking around. I know I disappeared on you all for a couple of years. I am so sorry. So much happened. Definitely I need to update you all. But first I need to see who's here. Maybe nobody's here anymore. If you're not, well, it was nice knowing you. But I did meet a lot of super cool people when I was posting. If you're new, you probably don't know because you're new, but I had like 300 videos posted on my channel. I used to post planner related videos, and really, I would just plan my week and talk about my life. So instead of seeing my paper planner, you'll be seeing me now, and I'll be talking about book stuff a lot because recently I moved from Texas to Maryland. I've been here 2 months now. And as soon as I got here, I was looking for a job because I need one. But I need a fully remote job because we only brought one car and it has not happened. And I was getting pretty bummed about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to step back and just do things that I haven't been able to do for the past couple of years and that I love. And one of those is reading. As you can see, I have books. Don't have a huge collection, but it is kind of big, especially because in less than a year, I'll be moving again to California. So from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I'll be there for at minimum 2 years. We move a lot now because of my husband's job, but I don't know what the future is going to look like. That's just what I know for now. So I have set up different things. Like here, I have my TBR mug. I have like every book, which is like 90% of my books that I have not read. I have them in there. I know it's crazy. I love buying books. There's like that distinction between reading books and buying books. And I definitely do better at buying them than reading them. But now that I'm here and I have the time and I have access to like all the apps like Libby, Hoopla, um, I'm ready. So I hope that you stick around, you subscribe, and have a chat with me. I'll just be posting book content, wrap ups, TBRs, reading vlogs, and I hope that I can meet some really cool people and talk about books. I'm mainly a fantasy reader, as you can probably tell, a lot of fantasy books, but I also like sci fi, thrillers, romance. I'm like trying to read more, especially since like romance is huge right now, but it's kind of new to me. What you probably won't find me reading much is historical fiction and nonfiction. I never read nonfiction. Like I want to escape. So let's get into the haul. I ordered about 40 books, which I know is crazy. I didn't order all the 40 books. Some of them I got at a thrift store, some of them I got at Pengo, but I definitely need to like step back because every time I see a book or I hear someone talking about a book, I put it on my Amazon wish list. And if you saw the list, it's growing. Like so I need to start reading these books, start selling the ones that I'm just not gonna take to California. So yeah. First of all, let's get into the books that I got at the thrift store because something that's different from where I was living before here is that there's like a lot of thrift stores that actually have books. Where I lived before, there was just like Goodwill, and really there was like a little really sad shelf of really like in bad condition books. So I never got to find any really cool books, and there was no like half price books or stuff like that where I lived. I had to travel. I think the closest one was in Corpus, which was like 3-ish hours away from me. So yeah, I'm really excited. Maybe we'll make it out to the DC area like once a month so that I can go to the thrift stores, but we'll see. Because, like I said, I do have so many books that I need to read. So let's look at some thrift store books first and get this haul started. So the first book that I picked up is called Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. So from what I gather, this book is about our main character Joan, who is spending the summer with her mom's family, and she takes up like a summer job. She really likes it. She's having a good old time, and she really hits it off with one of her coworkers, which I think his name's Nick. Yeah, Nick. And so they go on a date. She really likes him. Like they get along super well. And something happens. An event happens, and she finds herself like literally battling for I don't know what something. But she also finds out that she is a monster, and her coworker Nick is a monster hunter. There's also a third guy named Aaron, and he is the heir to like a rival monster family, and she has to work with him to figure it all out. So I don't know. I've never really read a Monster Hunter book. I don't think so. So I think this will be interesting. And like I said, it was in pretty good condition. It has like a little tear, but good condition. So I'm excited to read this book. Not too long. It's like, let's see. Ooh, it's like 400 pages, but we'll see. Next up, I got Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. So I only have one of these books, as you can see right there. It is book two, Star Sight. I can't see. And this is the first book, Skyward. I was super excited. I found this for I think like 450, and it's in great condition. So I was really happy about that. Skyward is the story of our girl Spencer right here. She is the daughter of a pilot, a disgraced pilot who was branded a coward because I think he like abandoned his squad or something and is now considered a coward, and by association she is, I don't know, looked down upon, but she wants to prove herself. She wants to get into flight school and become an amazing pilot, and I guess she's gonna try. That's really all I know about it, but it is a YA book, so we'll see how this goes. I did order from Book Outlet, which I have a huge Book Outlet haul coming, like literally 20 some books. I ordered the Skyward Flight, which I think is like short stories, so I'm just missing book 3, Cytonic, and I think I saw that there's actually going to be a fourth book coming out soon, like September, October, around there. I didn't know about that. But again, this one has already made its way into the TBR cup. And if I randomly pick it, I'm going to have to read it. So, Skyward. So, the next book that I picked up is Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I started this book actually years ago. Like, I feel like when they were coming out, I started to read it. I read Red Rising on ebook, and then I started reading this, but I stopped. Why, I don't remember. Probably because I was in school. um but I saw this at the thrift store, and again it was like in really good condition, and I think it was like $3, so I picked it up. And now I just need to buy more books. I need to buy Red Rising and Morningstar at least. I mean, at least to complete the trilogy, right? But currently I'm rereading Red Rising again, because I don't remember everything. I know that this is about a guy named Darrow. And this is definitely sci-fi. It's about a guy named Darrow who lives in Mars. In this book, we're in the solar system. There's a caste system. There's different colors, and that's how, the lowly reds, the ruling golds, and he is fighting system. So I don't want to tell you too much, obviously, about any of these books because for most of them, I've never read them. But like something like this, I have, but I don't want to spoil it for you. Of course, we'll be reading all of these, hopefully. But yeah, I'm excited to have this. So next up, I picked up Caraval. Again, amazing condition. I'm not sure if I got this at the thrift store or book outlet, but I got it. I think it was like $5 max. And I was really excited to read this, although I've heard that people don't love these, and I might not love it. Listen, I might not. But one thing about me is I'm not very picky. I read for enjoyment, so I'm not going to be like ripping apart a book. You're not going to get like a literary analysis from me. If I enjoyed it, if it was a good time, I'm going to tell you. If there was something like offensive, I'll tell you. If it was like boring as heck, I'll tell you. So The reason I picked this up when I saw it, even though this is book one and that's all I have, so I guess I have to buy more books now, is because I do have Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After, I think. I have those coming. I got those from Blackwell. I got the UK editions because they were really pretty. And I heard that you have to kind of read these, or you want to read these first because they're in the same like world. So Caraval by Stephanie Garber is about our main character Scarlett. She is, I guess, obsessed with Caraval. I don't know. It's like a once a year carnival that takes place like in a 5 day span. And she has recently been thrust into an arranged marriage situation. I think she's not like married yet, but her dad has like promised her off to someone. So she's kind of bummed. She thinks she's not going to make it to see Caraval, but she gets her invite for the year, and her and her sister Tella, um, they go. They get ready to go to Caraval, and once they get there, Tala gets kidnapped. And Scarlett's like, what the heck? So obviously she's trying to find her sister. She finds out that this year the winner of Caraval is the person that finds her sister. She's always been told that Caraval is, it's just like a game. It's just for funsies. It's not real. But she's kind of like, this is starting to feel real, guys. Like, stop. So it sounds interesting to me. I cannot wait to read it and to move on to those other books because, for the most part, I feel like a lot more people love those books than these, but I'm still going to read them. Again, it's in the TBR mug already. The next book that I found, they're pretty heavy, is The Wise Men's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. This is part of the, what is this called? What are these books called? The King Killer Chronicles. They've been out for a long time. But I saw this book, which again, it's huge, super heavy, but in relatively good condition, and it was less than $5. So I picked it up, and of course, because this is book two, I had to get book one. So I'm just gonna hold this one up. But The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So I don't know a whole bunch about this book. I know it's about Kavoth, and he is like a little magical prodigy, maybe. Um, I know he goes to like a magic school, which that immediately gets me, and he brings down a king. Really, all I know. I know it's fantasy. I know that he's probably not going to finish the series, but I'm still going to read it. And they are kind of lengthy books. As a fantasy reader, length doesn't really scare me. Oof, like 650 some pages. But again, it'll go into the TBR cup. And for my TBR videos, I do want to pick like maybe a couple from here and then actually pick some myself, because I do buddy read some books with my brother. And yeah, I think that'll be a good little mix. And of course, if you have recommendations, leave them down below because I feel like I'm barely getting back into the swing of things. So anything will help. Ideas, recommendations, what's your favorite book, all of that, so that I can pick up some more books. Maybe not physically because I think I have enough, but on Libby or something. And yeah. So the next book that I got, I did not expect to get because it was at Books a Million, and my husband and I had gone to go eat, and we just decided to walk the mall. There was a Books a Million. Of course, I'm gonna walk in. Like, you're not gonna stop me from walking in. So we went, and I saw that this was 50% off. So I picked it up because it is a hardcover, and it is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. And I got it because it is beautiful. Like, first of all, the cover is beautiful, but the inside is also super pretty. And this is actually not the book that I wanted. I wanted Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. Um, I still wanted, and again, if you see that Amazon wish list, it's on there, so I might get it at some point. But for now, I just have it there. I don't know. for inspiration. But one for my enemy. Basically, I think this book is like a Romeo and Juliet retelling ish book, but with witches. They're witches, and they're like rival families, I think, of witches. From what I see, there is probably a lot of characters, so that's a little intimidating. Because there's a lot of characters, but we'll see how this goes. And again, I really want Masters of Death, but hopefully we can hold off for that. So for Labor Day, there was a sale on Pango books. Like if you spent 20, you got $5 off or something like that. And I wanted to get the Renegades trilogy, which I guess I'll show you. Here it is. Renegades, Arch Enemies, and Supernova. Hardcover books. I bought all the, I think, one, two, three, four, six books for $30. And the reason I got these is because I actually buddy read them with my brother. We just finished Supernova, which I actually really liked. And I started rating on Goodreads because it's something that I've never done before, but for the sake of rating the books that I'm reading and kind of keeping track of it to help me also for like wrap up videos and stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold up Renegades. Um, read the trilogy. If you don't know what it is about, it is a, I guess, sci-fi dystopian esque series about Nova and Adrian, and it revolves around Nova. In this world, there are superheroes and supervillains. She is. Should I tell you? I mean, it's not really. You learn about it immediately, but she's on the villain side. He's on the hero side. Something tragic happens to her when she's little, and she's raised by her villainous uncle. She ends up infiltrating the heroes to get revenge, to be a bad guy. And I really liked it. It was really good. And my brother's enthusiasm definitely just like made me enjoy this even more because he loved these books. He recently got into reading. He's 20. And I'm really excited because I literally have never had anybody to talk to about books. Nobody in my life, no friends, no family, nobody reads. And so the fact that he has started reading is really cool. And I'm happy to read books like this. I love most books. Like I said, I'm not a picky person. If it was something I enjoy, then it's good for me. So I'm glad I have these because I really did like the series. And yeah, like I said, it was definitely cool seeing him get excited about books in general. So along with that, so I picked up Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. And I picked this up because I've heard people that really like this book and people that really don't like it. I had picked up book two from Book Outlet. So when I saw book one, I was like, this is my opportunity. I think this is about three sisters that are literally meant to fight for the crown. I don't know a whole bunch. I think they're like three sisters with magical abilities. Each one has different magical abilities, and they are literally meant to fight each other for the crown. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I hope that it's good. I think I like it. It sounds interesting to me, having them pitted against each other. So I am excited. Again, this one's already in the TBR cup. The next book that I picked up is Projectile Mary by Andy Weir, and this is a sci-fi book about our main character Ryland, who is on a mission to stop this like extinction level event from happening and like wiping out the human race. Except when he wakes up in his ship, he is completely alone. Like everybody's gone. And he's light years away from anyone, from what he can tell. And so he's meant to carry out this mission, but he doesn't remember anything. Like he doesn't even remember who he is. So it sounds really interesting to me. I recently read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and I really like that. So I don't know if this got similar vibes, but I'm excited to read it. And these books are like super fast reads for me. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Next up, we have the last book that I bought from Pango Books. Actually, no, second to last book. This is Legend by Marie Lu. So this is a pretty old book. It's YA dystopian, and I have never read it. I know a lot of people love these books, so I think it was a couple dollars, like $2, and I was like, why not? Let me pick it up and read it. I know a lot of people prefer the Young Elites series over this one, but I know that most people have said this one's still really good. So I'm gonna read it. This is about our main character, let's see, what's her name? June. So we have June and Day, and they're from like two different worlds. June is like from the richer side, like military family, and Day is a criminal, and he's obviously poor. um Something that happens, like June's brother gets murdered, and Day is a primary suspect. So she's trying to figure out what happened to her brother. She ends up teaming up with Day, I think, and they uncover secrets. It's dystopian, so it's probably the government. Who knows? But we're gonna find out. And then the last book that I picked up from Pango is The Battle Drum by Elarifi. Sarah Larifi. The Battle Drum is book 2 in the Final Strife series. Let me actually get the Final Strife because I do have it here. Um, Here's the Final Strife. They're really big books, but they're gorgeous books. I really like the covers. So yeah, Battle Drum, book 2 of Final Strife. I don't know much about it. I know it's like a fantasy book, and has like African mythology. We follow three women fighting the empire. I think this is a trilogy, so we still have one more book to go. This one just came out pretty recently, so I don't know when the last one will come out. It is unfinished. In case you want to pick this up, just know that we still have the third book coming. But yeah, book 1, The Final Strife, is in our TBR mug, and we'll see when we get to this one. Hopefully before I make it to California. So the next books that I got are from Fairy Loot. I have the Fairy Loot YA book only subscription. I did get an offer to get the like YA and adult box, but the thing about Fairy Loot is like if you skip one, you have to skip the other. You can't just like say, "Oh, let me skip adult and not YA." And I just really figured that I'm never gonna like them both. So it would have been a hassle. I kept the YA because I hear a lot of people complain about the adult books being YA esque or YA leaning. So I just figured I'd keep the YA, and I'm really bummed that I didn't get to get the books until July because I did see that beautiful Divine Rivals copy, but it's okay. I actually have the UK edition. I think it's like right there, and I love it so much. So this is the July book. It's called Threads That Bind. It's beautiful. I mean, a lot of these books are beautiful, but I will just show you. It has the like beautiful silver foil in the front and the back, and then the edges are really pretty. I really like these right here. This is by Kika Hatsopulu. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. And then we have the cover is gorgeous, super beautiful. The end papers have our what I'm assuming is the female lead and the male main character. And then the inside of the dust jacket is kind of basic. Honestly, not going to use that side because the outside is way better. But this is about our main character, Io. She, in this world, I think everybody that is a descendant from Greek mythology has like their powers. They inherited their powers, and Io and her sisters are descendants from the Greek faith. She is obviously, this is like the modern world, so she is a private investigator, and people are, well, actually, I think like women are. Oops, sorry, I hit the camera. women are dying, and so she is investigating what's going on. But then her eldest sister gets kidnapped or something. I'm not sure. Gets taken, and she teams up with this guy or this person. I don't know if it's a guy. It, I just know that this person's like the right hand of like the mob queen. And then she also teams up with this random dude that she never even met before, but somehow is like their threads are they're basically soulmates. So yeah, she teams up with them because another thing that's weird is that these women that are getting snatched, their like life threads are being messed with somehow. So I think it sounds interesting. One thing about me, I love Greek mythology. I always have. Since I was little. I've always loved Greek mythology. So I'm excited to read this. I'm really happy that this was my first book because it would have been a bummer. I'm not shy with the skips on Fairy Loot too. Like if I run out of skips, which I already skipped like 2 months or 1 month, I don't know, 2 months. I'm not going to be getting the August box, and I don't think that I liked the September book either. So I'm not shy with my skips. If I run out of skips and then I see that I'm just hating all the books, I'll just cancel it. Like it's not a big deal to me, but I do like this. And then the next one was the August one. So I skipped September and I am probably skipping October. But for the August one, I did pick it up because it looked really cool. I had to get it. So this is Bonesmith by Nikki Pau Preto. Um, Ooh, I hope you can see it. So Bonesmith. This is about our girl Ren. She is like a ghost warrior, ghost fighting warrior or something. Um, Something crazy. I don't know much about these books because they are literally new books. But yeah, she's a ghost fighting warrior, and she has like been disgraced. Like something happened that she fell out of favor, and now she's trying to go into like this ghost wasteland to rescue a prince to get her family's respect back. So I think it sounds interesting. I mean, I'm not like super into paranormal, like ghosty stuff, but there seems to be quite a bit of like action, and I don't know. I think I'll like it. And when I saw the book, I thought it was beautiful. And that definitely like if a book is beautiful, I'm going to be drawn to it. So these are the end papers. Um I really like the front. It's like super cool. And there we go. Super cool. And then I don't know if I showed you the inside of the dust jacket because I actually think that this might be one of the books where I actually flip the dust jacket, even though I never thought I would, because the foiling's on the outside. But the thing is that I don't like that the image here on the outside is the same as it is on the spine. For some reason, it bothers me. And I think that this inner image is actually really cool. Like she looks pretty badass. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be flipping that inside out and displaying it that way. But I'm really excited about this book also. And just looking at it because it is really pretty. So again, we won't be getting the September box or the October box because I didn't really like sorry. I didn't really like those. I think one of them was like a ghost related book, but it was more like I don't know. It looked like contemporary ish and it just wasn't really my vibe. So yeah. So the next books that I got them from Amazon. And it's not a lot. It's not a lot from Amazon. It's like four. But when I first moved to Maryland, we needed stuff because we couldn't bring everything from Texas. It just didn't fit. So we needed some things and we needed them fast. So I went on to Amazon and I got them. And I was like, oh, just sneak a book here, sneak a book here. My husband won't notice. So I ended up picking up these three books. These are The Serpent and the Wings of Night, The Ashes and the Star Cursed King. Dang. and Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. I'm just gonna hold up book one because that's a lot. So I have been seeing people reading these books on TikTok for a while now, and I was really curious because it's vampires, and I haven't read something with vampires in a while. I think the last thing that I read with vampires was um the Vampire Academy books and the like spin-off ones. I don't remember this. Oh, Bloodlines. Um I think those were like the last vampire books that I read. So new vampire stuff, I was like, yeah, you got me. You got me. I'm going to read it. So I got all of them. And from what I hear, it is necessary to read the little like novella in between the two books to just like fully have everything. So I got it. But we're following, what's her name? Oriah? Oriah. She is actually human. She's not a vampire. She's human, but she was adopted by a vampire king. She's living among the vampires, which I can't even imagine being the only human around all these vampires. Or maybe there's other humans. I don't know, but they're, I mean, come on. So she has like always looked out for her life, obviously, because she's around a bunch of vampires. She wants to enter this legendary tournament to prove herself and, you know, be like, I'm a badass, don't eat me type of deal, I'm assuming. And she ends up teaming up with this guy, Rain, who is a vampire. He's super dangerous and he is from an enemy, like, I don't know what they call them here, like clan per, I don't know. Let's see, I think I saw it somewhere. Houses, an enemy house clan. This girl, can you tell that I just finished reading A River Enchanted? Yeah, an enemy house. I think there's three vampire houses. She's from one and this dude's from another one, but she feels drawn to him. This is romantasy, which I don't think I've done a lot of romantasy. Obviously, like I have read like A Court of Thorns and Roses. Um, but I am excited to read these, especially because I think for the most part people like them. And again, I read for enjoyment. So even if they're not a literary masterpiece, if I like it, I like it. So, and the very last thing I got is just, it was it necessary? No, it's honestly kind of silly, but I wanted it because listen, there's something about little things that is just so cute. Like I have these little squishmallows right here, and these are mini books. Like they're tiny, as you can see. Those are regular size books, and these are mini books that I made. And look at the little squishmallows. I like Bigfoot's. It's the only squishmallow that I like. And I have the little tiny Squishville ones. So I saw this. I mean, I had heard of them, but I had never actually seen them and I couldn't find them all, which I wasn't gonna buy them all. Come on, but I wanted at least the first one. It is so little, and I have the actual like paperback in the like normal size. So this is a normal size paperback, and then this is the little mini Throne of Glass, and it is actually like the full book. It has like everything that this one has. This one has. It's just a tiny size, and I have not read this series and has like all the books. I haven't read them and I really do want to read them because I am not a Sarah J Maas hater. I know people love to hate her. I don't. I like her books. So I guess I've only read all the Court of Thorns and Roses series, but this is really cool. Like it literally has even the map. It's just in a little version and it's cute. It's cute. Look, it has your map and then the actual text, the pages, they are super thin, like kind of like that Bible paper where it's like really, really thin, but I actually really like that. Um, and it's like got a little intricate design on the edges. It's really cute. I really, really like it. So I got it just to display it. I don't know where my books are. Probably up there somewhere. I might swap these books. I don't know. Uh, but once we get everything, I'll do some rearranging. Again, that is it. That is all the books that I have for today. We do have like 20-ish books coming in. And I'm making a new stack. So we'll have another haul, and then hopefully I'll calm down and stop with like the online. It's the online buying that gets me because it's just so easy. I'm like, click, add to cart, add to cart, add to Amazon wish list, but I need to cool it because nobody's hiring me. And I need to read all these books anyway. So again, I hope that you enjoyed today's really long haul. Subscribe if you want to stick around and join me as we travel around Maryland, move to California, read all the books, play with the puppy. And yeah, I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye.